Hi, it's Julie. Today we're going to talk about high heels and how to make them more comfortable. It is a difficult thing to do. We are not meant to stand that way, but there are a couple of things that can slightly increase the comfort of high heels, but not much. I've tried several things and I'll show you what worked and what didn't. First, I'll start with what didn't. This fascinated me. I got this at Walgreens. It's by ProFoot and it says ball of foot pain, toe squish. Well, that's in every high heel, isn't it? And look how fun those things look. They're very interesting. Let me show you. Look at that, the front of it, and then there's the back of it with a little ball of foot, leathery looking or suede looking patch at the back. This small hole here is meant for your large toe, and then your other toes come out here. The thing is with this, I didn't realize how far away from your toes this actually went. And so wearing a high heel, say like this, did not work because you could see the elastic, you know, of the toe kini thing right across here. So I couldn't wear it with those. So I thought, well, I'll try it with these booties. They're pretty tall. Let's go ahead and try them with that. And I found that this did actually nothing except add a discomfort around this band. This band is fairly thick that stretches around right underneath the ball of your foot. And this was kind of slippery. It didn't hold my foot in place to keep my toes from sliding forward. So all in all, this was very uncomfortable, and I'm going to try to return this. I don't know if they'll let me, but I thought it was worth a try because it's so unusual looking. But that was a fail. So then I thought, okay, well, we all know what does work. And what does work when your shoes are a little bit too large, not like to where you could go up another half size, but just barely. And so what we do is we put in these heel liners. If you can see that, sorry, I don't have one in packaging, but this right here, this dark thing here, can come out and be put in where you need it. It's fairly thin and it's got some cushion. So I use this because these fit me perfectly, but I have a slight little gap. If I had gone a half size smaller, my toes would be killing me. So I went ahead and put these heel liners in, which work fantastically. The next new gadget thing that I saw for heels was by ProFoot, and it says shoes too tight. Here's some shoe stretchers, and they look like this. They're these plastic things here that the larger end, this end here, goes where your toe would be, like where your big toe would be on this side, and then the smaller end would go in on this side, and you fit it in and push it up as far as you can, and then this is actually a wheel, and it's called a thumb wheel, and what you do is you position this plastic stretcher in, and then you move this. If you can see, you aren't going to be able to see it. You can press with your thumb and crank that little wheel, and so it will go out until it is impossible to push any longer, and it stretches just that section that is touching this plastic here on either side. And so what I did is I left that in for 24 hours like they suggest, and the next day I could tell that it stretched a little bit. Put them on, wore them for a little while, and it was still not comfortable enough. And part of it is that it's not just here that we need the stretching. It's also a little bit towards the point, because our toes are, you know, our feet are shaped like feet. And so it's also down here. So what I ended up doing that really did work is I put these in for another 48 hours. I cranked them up, put those in for 48 hours, and that really did stretch that area out well for me. So I felt like these ProFoot shoe stretchers really did work. The other thing I did to try to get towards the toe here, the tip, the point stretched out, is I took these little booty socks, these little sockies, and you put them on your foot like this, and you fold it up. You don't want them to be real thick socks because then it'll stretch the shoe a little bit too much, but you want to kind of pull this up closer to your toes. Pretend these are my toes, like this, and then put your feet in to your high heels. So you are just stretching out all this area right here. And I wore my high heels like that during the day for about an hour and a half. I was sitting at my desk and walking around and stretching out that front area of the point of the toe, and that helps slightly as well. And then finally, what I did for these was I put in by, I'm not quite sure how you say this brand. I'm going to say Amope, not sure. Gel Activ Extreme Heels Insoles. Extreme comfort for extreme heels. It suggests that they be, I think it says, let's see, 3 inches or more in height, something like that. But anyway, what you do is there are these clear gel, and they've got a little sheet, a little plastic sheet that you pull off, and this goes where your arch would be right here. It's got a lot of cushy gel, and then this would be at the ball of your foot. And so I put these in here, and it has worked really well for me. It has not made the shoes too tight, you know, up here. It's felt quite comfortable, and it's the best that I can do for these type of shoes, these pointy, taller, stiletto type heels, but they just aren't that comfortable, right? The other thing that everyone knows about, but also is very useful, is at the bottom of your shoe, a lot of them are slippery, and you buy these little stick-on pads that have some grit and hold to them so you aren't slipping on tiles or wood floor or anything that's kind of slick. So that's what has helped me with those shoes. And then also, because they are pointy, over time, over the course of time, 6 hours you're on, it's going to hurt around your toes. And so I use the moleskin, and I tried this out because I hadn't worn heels for a while, and so I wanted to make sure it actually did make a difference. These are a adhesive on one side. You peel back, it's almost like a sticker. You peel it back, you can cut it. It comes in a big roll, and then it's soft moleskin on the other. You can cut it to the shape that you want. I would cut maybe like this, and then put it right on the curve of my big toe to protect it from rubbing and give it a little bit of cushion. And that will give you probably another hour or two maybe on your feet to where it's not too bad. So that's that. And then for this kind of heel, I've got things stuck to the bottom of my shoes. For this kind of heel that is not quite as tall, it's a little bit more comfortable to wear, but still you want to have that ball of foot cushion in there, and you still may want moleskin wrapped on your small toes and then on the side of your large toe, just to protect them from this pressure that you get on your feet. And then of course the slip guard, or whatever this would be called at the bottom, giving you a little bit of grip. So I put in these ball of foot cushiony things. These are I got them at Target. They're by Fab Feet, but you can also get a Dr. Scholl's with the gel in them that are squishier. So there's a lot of options for the ball of foot. And then inside of these, which have plenty of grip, they are made of suede, and they're very comfortable. And the heel is high, but because it's not pointed toe, my toes don't typically hurt. What can hurt over the course of the day is the ball of the foot. So what I inserted into this was by Dr. Scholl's, and it's Stylish Step High Heel Relief Insoles. It says it shifts pressure off the ball of the foot. Sorry about the glare. It looks like this. They're very thin. Excuse me. And then you can see, I think you can see, this has got quite a bit of an arch, like a cushiony arch. It's very thin. It's got a stickiness at the bottom. There's a sheet here that you pull off, and then this would go at the ball of your foot. So you put this down by the heel, and then you, because it's so thin, you want to put this towards the inside of your foot, towards where your arch would go, and line that up and then stick that in. These are great because you can take them out and put them in other shoes, and they're so narrow that they will fit different kinds of shoes. I tried it in this shoe and I just didn't feel that comfortable with these in the stilettos that I have. But in these, it's fabulous. In these, I felt like my weight was shifted actually to my heel instead of the ball of my foot, which is, now I haven't worn them all day, so I'm not quite sure if it will perform like that. But initially, the feeling is that of being set back on your heel and not up towards your toes on the ball of your foot, which I'm excited about, giving it a nice long test and see how that works. If you have any other suggestions for high heels, please let me know and put it down in the comments below. Thank you so much. I'll see you in my next video.